Hey, hi, welcome everyone to this session today. We are allowing some time for all the registered members to join. We will start in next around 5 to 7 minutes to allow everyone to join. Meanwhile, all of you who have joined now, could you please let me know if this is your first time of being part of any of the Industry Academia community sessions? Are you first time on this platform? You can use the chat to respond, because we generally like to communicate with the new team members or new community members. It will be great to know a little bit about you. You can type in where you're from and what you do currently. So I think I haven't engaged with Pradyumna, Bhumi, Manish, Ayush. If you can please let me know where you guys are from. Hey, hi, Sairaj. Nice to see you today. Bacha also, welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, great. What are you studying, Vacha? Thanks for typing in. Hey, thanks, Max. Thanks for joining. Bhumi, Manish, you guys can also let me know, or let all of us know, in fact, a little about yourself. Pradyumna. Okay, cybersecurity. Great. Thanks, Vacha. Great to see you, and we look forward to having a engaging session with you also. Amazing, Bhumi. Thank you. Which college are you from? Okay, Ayush, thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Amazing. Great to see you. AP Shah. Thank you. Thank you, Bhumi. Thank you, Pradyumna. Which college, Pradyumna? Okay. Oh, great. Thank you. Thanks for joining. We've been closely associated with your college, so thanks for joining. Amazing. Who else? Dikshit, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Could you let us know a little bit about yourself, whether you're a student or a professional, which course if you are a student? Hey, thanks, Manish. Thanks for joining. So, as you guys are joining, we are allowing some time for our other community members to join as well, because we've observed that it takes about 5 to 7 minutes for everybody to join. So, we will wait till then and then maybe start the session. Meanwhile, we would like to know each one of you, because, once we start knowing each other, the communication will be better. And today's is a more of hands-on session, so and interactive, needs to be interactive as well. So it's good to get comfortable before we start the session for all of you as well. Okay, so I have known Manish. I know about Manish now. I know about Ayush, Pradyumna, Bhumi, Vacha. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your information with us. Dikshi, would you like to tell us a little about yourself, Udva, as well? Rest, I am pretty much, I have interacted with all of you guys. Okay, Dikshi, which college and which program, which course are you taking? Thank you for telling us that. And where are you from? That is also equally important for us. So, for those of you who are new to the community, I would just like to mention that, we are a close community, though it's a very big community across the globe. But we are a very close community. We try to ensure that we know as many members within the community as possible, especially the senior team of the program and the initiative. Okay, St. Francis. Thanks, Dikshi. Purva, Aditi, Adi, if you would like to share a little bit about yourself as well. We will give another couple of minutes, guys, to for others to join, and then we can start once we get a heads up from the organizer team. Aditi, Urva, would you like to share a bit about yourself as well? Be great to know you guys. So, for all of you, while we are waiting for another 1 or 2 minutes for people to join, let me tell you this is a hands on workshop. So, you might need to write down something, whether you are somebody who writes with pen and paper or who want to use a digital medium, entirely up to you. But keep that handy so that when we are doing certain interactions, you have those things handy for you to write. Hey, hi, Swayam. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Rohit. So while we're waiting for other team members, Swayam and Rohit, we are trying to get introduced to all of you who are joining for the first time. So since I have personally not interacted with you guys earlier, would you like to share a little about yourself? Swayam, Rohit, you can type it in the chat as of now. So if the organizing team can let me know whenever we are ready to start, do we want to give a few more minutes or should we start? We can start. Amazing. Thank you. I hope each one of you who is there in this session today are able to hear me properly and also see the presentation that is shared on the screen. Can I get a quick yes in the chat if you are able to see and hear me properly? Amazing. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you, Max. All right. So once again, everyone, I would like to welcome you guys on behalf of Cloud Counselage, the Industry Academia community, and the Gift a Career Foundation. As I was mentioning, that this is a hands-on workshop. So keep your pen, paper, or any digital medium that you would generally use to make your notes alongside you, because we will be doing quite a few exercises on the way as well, so that we can make the most of this workshop. So let's just warm up to this session and try to answer some short questions. What do you think is the current population of the world? You can type it in the chat. This is a very simple question. Tentative, I do not want the exact number. You can even Google and type in. Quickly. Okay, any other answers? Any other answers? Okay, amazing. Thank you, Max. Thanks for that. Others, anybody wants to answer? Okay. We're just warming up, guys, so feel free to. Is my screen still visible? Because I am not able to.
It's visible. Your no, the video, the presentation is not visible. It stopped.
All right. Okay. I'll just try to share it again as you guys are answering. I hope it is visible now. Okay, yeah. So most of you are on the right side of it. So it's about 8 billion, right? Now, how much do you think out of all of this population that we have, how much of a problem each of the person in the population might be having? Any guesses? Or how many do you think each person might have? So let's do one thing because we all in this particular session also are representing the population. So most of us have studied statistics in our school days and college days. So let's try to quickly take a poll and understand how much problem or how many problems do each of us have on a daily basis. Problem, or it could be need, or it could be something that we want to do, something that we need to do. You can give a number to that. I think if the team can launch a poll for that. So is it one, two, three, or more than three? Whatever is, you just think of today, and you guys can start answering that. Okay, there's again no right or wrong answer. What do you feel today at this point in time? How many things are you, finding it as a problem, or there's something that you need? For students, it could be internships, or maybe you need some gift from your parents, or it could even be a job for somebody who's a fresher, someone who is trying to be a founder, they want to start their startup. Anything that you need, want, or are facing problem with could be the answer, right? So what I can see from the surveys that are going on, or the answers that you're giving, it's more than three, right? So if we have if we have a population of around 8 billion, then you can multiply that with almost more than three, or rather three also. So that's the amount of, or that's the number of problems that we can see are available currently, which as you know we can, as entrepreneurs or as individuals, we can pretty much then solve them, right? And the thing is, with any company, any venture that you are looking, all these greatest businesses are born from a meaningful problem. All right, if you're trying to look at Uber today, it was born because somebody had a problem finding a cab. If you're looking at Google, somebody had problem finding information. If you're looking at Airbnb, somebody thought hotels are expensive, or they were not getting places in the hotel to for themselves. And that's why all of these organizations were also started. All right. So every company you have heard of started because somebody had a pain point, need, or a want that we discussed about, right? So that is how ventures are born. That is how businesses are started. Okay. And I would also like to share, I'm Harshita Tropale, by the way, for those of you who are joining for the first time. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Cloud Counselage. And I would like to tell you the story of how we started with Cloud Counselage as well. That will give you a sense of how our problem became the company that we are today. A reason to become the company that we are today. So I, along with my co-founders, Tushar, or rather our founder Tushar, and my other co-founders, including Smitesh, Sudeem, we have delivered consulting projects across 150 plus countries. in our decades of experience. And when we came together, we thought of starting Cloud Counselage, or rather, we started Cloud Counselage as an IT and management consulting company with a vision to bring millions of global jobs to India and thereby reduce the global talent shortage. Okay. And now we are ranked as top 50 companies in Maharashtra, recognized for our best team culture. We are ranked eighth in the consulting industry on LinkedIn. We have so many followers, about 2.5 lakh followers. Uh, we are rated about 4.9 and 4.8 on Google and Glassdoor, respectively. But when we started, we faced this problem where we also, along with the various organizations in the globe, facing this global talent shortage due to the imbalance of demand and supply of talented individuals, right? And that's when we thought that, okay, let's not grib about it. Our founder thought that let's do something on our own to solve this problem that we have. And that's when we started the Industry Academia community. All right. And that's when we got our problem became an opportunity for us. And through Industry Academia community, now we are supporting individuals throughout their career life cycle. As you can see, through various activities that we do in the Industry Academia community, starting from webinars and workshops like we have today, helping individuals through career guidance, internship opportunities, that is pretty much no selection criteria. We are supporting through job opportunities. We are supporting them in their entrepreneurship journey also. So while we do all of these activities, we are trying to create a workforce. We are trying to create ecosystem partners through this, right? And all of this we are doing it free of cost, because we want to support individuals who can then help us move forward in the direction of achieving our vision. And that is why the Industry Academia community, which is absolutely free for everybody to benefit from. All right. And it is delivered via quantum AI based super app. So, you guys, all of you who are community members, will be getting all the benefits that we discussed on our earlier slide, absolutely free of cost. So, this was something that we did to solve our problem. We'll talk more in the slides, how we did it, all of that in the next few slides as well. And now that we are at this stage where we have this recognition, we have about 5 lakh members across 78 countries. As you can see, all the blue dots that you see in the background, these are the members, these are the location from where we have all our members coming into this community. And we want to strengthen this community to 100 million professionals, 10 million companies, and have association with almost 1 lakh colleges across the globe by 2030. Okay. As I mentioned, so that we can build that workforce that we need to deliver global projects. We can build that or get those ecosystem partners who can strengthen the way we deliver our project to our clients, so that we can become a $5 billion company by 2030, right? So you saw how the problem that we were facing as Cloud Counselage, we found out a solution for that, saw the opportunity, found out the solution for that, and then created the kind of company we are. So, substantiating my say on few of the earlier slides, that all good companies, great companies, or any company for that matter, starts with a problem, and then they look at it as opportunity and become who they are, right? So 90% of startups, however, they fail. Okay, that is because people build solutions for problems that aren't important enough. When somebody is starting, this is one of the things that we are observing these days. And that's the reason why we have today's session, so that we can find out those problems which are worth solving. All right. Now, when we are talking about businesses, this session is not particularly going to be only for the founders. Okay, this could even be for individuals who are trying to look for jobs, or who want to take their career path via job or via working for some company. Why I say that is because ultimately you are going to contribute to the vision of an organization. So you need to understand, even while you're contributing to some other company, if it's not your own venture, also, you need to understand how you prioritize your tasks, how you prioritize anything for that matter when you are given a choice to choose something. Okay, what is that thing on which you have to work first, whether as a student, whether as an employee, or whether as a founder also. So if you fall in any of these three categories, this session is going to be really really helpful for you. And as I said, that have your pen and paper or any digital medium that you use to make your notes to work on the exercises that we will go through. Okay, so this is the whole purpose, so that we can help you prioritize what is it that you need to solve for yourself first. Okay. Now, while we are working on this session, the whole goal is that you leave this particular session with a valid problem which is worth exploring. Okay, if you're a student, whether you have to look for training or internships. If you are an employee, you will be able to figure out what is that one challenge within my organization that I have to solve. And if you are a founder, you will understand what is that one problem that I choose to solve so that I can make lives better for others. And how you do that is something that we will try to see in today's session. So we start with understanding the pain points and unmet needs. What is it that is available? Like we saw, there are more than 24 billion problems now. If we are considering every person has at least three problems, all right. So which out of these can you prioritize? Okay, find meaningful opportunities with that. Validate those problems that you think are good to solve. Okay, and at the end of it, you kind of create a map of everything that you need to know to solve that particular problem. All right, so the deliverable for this particular session is creating this problem opportunity canvas. In addition to all the exercises that we are doing, it is going to lead you to completing this particular deliverable. All right. Now, you have to understand where great problems come from. So there are four different ways in which you can find out problems. First could be the immediate would be the problems that you face. Then the next is the problem that people around you face. It could be, when I say community problem, it could be anything. If you're in a college, what are the problems that your faculties are facing, or the students around you are facing? That's the kind of community problems that we are talking about. If you are a professional, then what is the problem within the professional network that you are part of, so on and so forth. Okay, and industry related problems. So if you are into a business, or if you are an employee, what is the kind of problems that are there? Or for that matter, if you are in the field of IT, what is the current challenge of the IT industry? If you are in the field of services, any services that you're offering, what are the problems within that particular industry? Or if you're in manufacturing, what are the problems within that particular industry? Okay, so that is how you can find the problem. So those will be predominantly B2B solutions that will help you to develop B2B solutions. And then it could be anything in general. What is happening around you in terms of the landscape? What are the future problems that you're seeing? For example, now everybody is talking about AI. What are the problems that might come with that? What are the problems that might come with the climate change thing that everybody is talking about, right? So you have to look into the problems that can come in the future as well and anticipate them to develop certain solutions. So these are four major ways in which you can identify the problems. Okay, so now, what do you think would be the most biggest source for startup opportunities? If you are to consider A, B, C, D out of this, what do you think would be the biggest source of giving you those problems that are worth solving? Any guesses? Anybody? What are your thoughts? There's no right or wrong answer, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Manish. Okay. Amazing. Okay. Thanks for all of that. So, obviously, each category will yield certain problems that have created big businesses. But what is generally observed is that anybody who is trying to solve the problem that they have faced, generally, they are more connected to the problem and they are able to make better businesses. So, for example, if you're looking at the Airbnb, that's the most talked about example when you're talking about any startup for that matter. So it was these two guys who were facing the problem in renting the place, and that's the reason why they started with Airbnb, right? Similarly, if I have to give you the example of, since we were talking about IAC, because our founder was also facing this problem of unemployability even after being from an A grade college from a tier one city. He is so much related to this cause of unemployability, and he wants that nobody else should go through that ordeal which he has gone through. And that is why he's driving this vision to build industry academia community in a way such that people are supported for everything that they need throughout their career life cycle. So that's the this is one of the examples that we took when we were trying to identify the problems that we can solve through industry academia community. So specific problems that we looked at each of the category, because as I mentioned that we have professionals, students, we have companies, we have colleges who are part of this community. So how can we solve for each of them is something that we tried to do as well. So I would not list down each, I mean, we'll not go through each of them. This is just an example for you to understand that how do you identify problems in each of the category. Okay, so I think you guys have answered for this. Now let's start with the small exercise, okay, because you guys were able to see three problems that you had already. Okay, so you can might as well list down those. Again, you need not tell those to us. You can have it on your pen and paper because this is how the exercise is going to flow. Okay, so whatever I know this time we are having a limited time. So whatever intuitively you guys can think of, simply write those things. Okay, so three problems I face, I think you already had that in your mind when you answered those surveys, so write them down. Three problems that you see within the community that you are part of, it could be any student body or it could be your organization, or if you are already a founder, it could even be what is your current problem within your startup. Okay, and three problems that whichever businesses you are seeing around you. All right, so you can list down those. So if you're a student, you can pretty much write about the problems that you see your college might be facing. Okay, so take about 3 to 5 minutes to write these problems and have them with you because the next part is going to be around this itself. Okay, so everybody, I think even the IAC team members can take this exercise. That'll be helpful for us to then solve the problem in IAC. Take about 5 minutes maybe. Because now you only need to think of these two. And anyone who is done with it can, give me a thumbs up here, or maybe just type in the chat if you want to share. We'll encourage you sharing it, though we are not insisting, but we would definitely like to see how you guys are doing with the task so that we get a sense of, how you what how you're able to think about it. Thank you, Max. Thanks for sharing the bits. So I think everyone, let's each of us do these exercises, even the IAC members. I'm also doing it along with you. So if anyone is done, please type it in the chat so that I get a sense of how you guys are. Amazing. Thank you, Anshu. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Max. So as I said that in all, you should have 9 problems, 3 by 3, right? So 3 problems in the category of problems I face, 3 in problems my community face, and 3 in problems that the businesses you think you are part of, or any businesses around you you think are facing. Okay, amazing. Since quite a few of you have started completing, that's great. Thank you. Okay, so I see that you guys have the problems with you listed with you as of now. Let's move forward. So before I get into the next, since we are quite much into the session already, before I get to dive deeper in the problem and identifying problem, etc., we are having this, as you guys must be aware, that this is just one of the workshops within the series of workshops that we are doing as part of our Dolphin Tank India initiative, which is so we want to understand from you guys what your preferable time slots are. The next session is planned on September 1st, but for the rest of the session, so this will be the first September session, will be our third session. But for the other 9 sessions, we would like to know what works best for you. So if you can please answer the poll, we will schedule the sessions accordingly. So guys, this will be an important thing for us to know so that we can make it better available for you guys, because interactive sessions, we have seen that it yields better results for everybody. Thank you, Max. Okay, guys, please. I think there is only 3% of you are still to vote. We'll have we'll have this poll for 30 seconds, another 30 seconds on the screen, and then we can end that. Still about 40% of you are to answer. Please quickly answer the poll. I think there are few more people who are left to answer. Guys, let us know if you're facing any problem in answering the polls, yeah? So the team can sort it out for you. We want most of you to be benefited from all of these activities that we are doing. So please ensure that you are reciprocating with answering few of our questions, so that we can make the most or we can do it in the most optimum manner for all of you guys to participate. Okay, let's give another 15 seconds and then we can close the poll, guys. Thank you. All right, thank you. So for some of you, I'll just like to mention that when we were talking about this 3 to 3 matrix, right? Don't just see it from the perspective of you being a founder of a company or aspiring founder, but you can also look at these problems from the sense as if you are a student or you are an employee of the company as well. All right, irrespective of which category you fall in, whether a student, employee, or founder, this exercise is still going to be valid for you. Just take it in that perspective. And if you are facing any difficulty in answering those questions that are put in front of you, or doing that exercise that is being put in front of you, please raise your hand. We'll allow you to unmute yourself, and then we can discuss and also solve this problem. So it's not a one way thing. We You can unmute while you're doing the exercise and ask us any questions that you might have. Okay, so we'll continue now with this exercise. You have 9 problems with you. You just have to look at top 3 problems that resonate with you. You do not need to now look into the details of it as such. Just intuitively, what you feel could be more relevant problems to solve. Just pick up any top 3 problems that you feel for now. Okay. Every one of you, you have your 3 problems. You guys have your 3 problems. Yeah, can I get a quick thumbs up or a yes? Okay, thank you, Bhumi. Amazing. Now let's do this. We will score these problems to identify that one problem that we want to consider. Now, how do you score that? And why do you score that before we get into the framework? Because as I said that initially also, that 90% of the startups or organizations fail because they are not able to find out the right problem, or they are not able to identify the priority that they need to consider for uh, working towards, right? So it is important. What is it? Even for students, as I mentioned, that you need to prioritize whether you want to do a college project, whether you want to do an internship, whether you want to do do some trainings, or you want to learn in some different manner. For employees also, you might want to select that, okay, which particular domain I want to prepare myself for. How do I upskill myself? What is it that I can do so that I can get elevated to a certain level with in my profile. So all of these could also be the problems that you need to prioritize. Okay, sometimes it could be whether I continue working for some time, do I take a break? Even that could be something that you can decide based on this framework of how what is it that you can be prioritizing. Okay, so I'm sharing this framework, so you will see that do not at the moment, please only look at the column 1. Okay, as we are talking about it, you will see that there are multiple criteria based on which you're going to solve the problem. So first is the problem severity. Now what does that problem severity mean? Is how painful is this particular problem? All right. Now, just to give you then the example, now let's look at each of it. If you are looking that this problem is very painful, how do we say that this problem is very painful or no? We'd have to, it is subjective, but let's try to bring some objectivity to it. Now, imagine that you are a small business who is losing customers due to poor online presence. All right. Now, you are a smaller business, first of all. Getting customers is always, a very challenging thing for any business for that matter. And you are losing your paid customers just because you do not have an online presence, right? So that means your business can very well collapse if this continues to happen. So then this becomes a very high scoring problem, or this is a problem which should be dealt with on priority. So it will have a 5, a score of 5. The more painful the problem is, the more score it will have. Okay, so if you're considering a score of 1 to 5, the score of 5 is something that will be for something that you need to solve on priority. Okay, what could be considered as a low score? So, for example, if you take a coffee from a particular brand, all right. Now, if you go to that particular shop or their outlet wherever in the city, and you go to them and you have a particular flavor that you always pick up from them. Okay, on one particular day you do not find that flavor. Would you in that particular shop, would you stop you going to the outlets of that particular brand, I think that generally doesn't happen, right? So that score can be 1. Okay, because this is one of the problems that will happen once in a while. It shouldn't happen, but even if it happens, it's need not to be solved on priority. Okay, so that is how you can score all the problems that you guys have listed. All right, for the problem severity. Then the other factor that you need to consider is frequency. Now, how often does this problem occur? If it is something that is happening regular, that will have a higher score. If it is something that again it's one off, then it'll have a lower score. All right. Similarly, market size, how many people are affected by that problem? Okay, the larger the number, the better it is for you to solve that problem. Okay, if it is handful of people, it might not be something worth solving. Then the next parameter is willingness to pay. Will people be paying for whatever you're trying to solve? Are they ready to pay for whatever you're trying to solve? Okay, that is something that you need to also look at. What is the impact potential? If you're solving it, whether it is going to create a meaningful change, especially now, if you have been part of our earlier sessions, you know that we were talking about being a social enterprise, like how we are, because it actually helps a business in many ways, because it helps to solve problem at a population scale, it helps in getting great branding, it helps in getting great collaboration. So if you are trying to solve for something that is very meaningful, something that is going to impact in a good way, then you will be able to deliver it in the best possible way, because you will get a lot of support for it. It could be monetary support, it could be partnerships, it could be multiple ways, right? So you also need to consider this factor when we are trying to solve some problem for ourselves. Then how passionate you are about it. Now, I have mentioned here founders' passion, but it could be for individuals, I mean, for students or people who are, employees, the members who are employees. It could be if you're trying to choose a particular career pathway, how much passionate you are about it. Okay, so if you want to work on AI, whether you are passionate about it, or you want to work about quantum computing, are you passionate about it? Or do you want, if you are a people person, you would rather want to do your management studies rather than doing engineering, right? So those sort of things is something which we will consider under passion. And then how easy or difficult it is to execute what you are trying to build. Okay, how realistic can that solution be, and how easy it could be for you to create that solution. So these are all the things that you need to consider. I'm not going by each and every example, but follow this and try to give the score for each of your problems. Okay, so this is how you can score based on whatever your problem is. These are sample scores, guys. Please don't go by, but you can have your problems listed here and then the factors here, and then you can score. So when you're planning on a larger scale, also you can have as many problems that you are considering and try to give them the scores. Okay, and once you give your scores, whichever is the highest scoring thing, that would be the priority of your problem. But then there is a caveat to that also, but I'll leave you for some time to do this scoring based on the factors. So I'll also leave these factors for you to look into. Okay, and you need not think too much, because this is just an exercise for you guys to understand how things are done. For your specific problems, you can always do it with, at the convenience of your time, because we want to go to the next step. So please answer or score intuitively. Okay, anyone who is done with the scoring? So at least if we have two, three of you who are done with the scoring, then we can move forward. Please type in done if you are done with the scoring. Okay, amazing. Thank you. Okay, so we'll have to keep a check on the time also, guys, but hope you are noting down all the steps. Thank you, Nimisha. All right. So this is how you would do it. Then sum up the score. Now, as I said that there is a caveat to this as well. It is not just that you choose the problem which is having the highest scoring. Okay. But if your scoring is between 30 to 35, okay, then that problem is actually worth pursuing immediately. That's something that you can look into immediately. But if it is between 25 to 29, you might need to do a little bit of more research for you to know that, okay, there is whether whatever you are assuming is appropriate or not. Okay, because you might end up down the line seeing that you have not done your research properly, and that's why you know you are not able to then validate that problem. Okay, so that's why it's important that you consider the problems with the score is above 30. Okay, uh, 20 to 24 definitely needs refinement, big time. And if it is below 20, don't even consider it, right? So if you have the scores for the three problems that you are considering, they are in the range of 20 to 26, you need to rethink about the problems that you have defined already. Okay, so have this in your mind as well. It's not just the sum total, but it's also what is that score of that problem. Okay, moving forward, generally you will have to something that works. If there is some confusion within the scores, you can look at these four things: problems you care about, okay, problems people experience, problems people will pay to solve, and problem you can realistically solve. So even if you do with these four parameters, the other parameters you can avoid if they are having similar sort of scoring, but these four parameters are then important. Okay, and even after that also, if you still are getting similar scores, then you can use the feasibility and impact matrix. There are four quadrants within it. So whichever are in the high impact and high feasibility, these are the ones that you should be taking immediately. Okay, then you need to look at the ones which are quick wins. Okay, so this should be something which will get you really big results, which can make you really successful. So this is the order: build now, then the quick wins which are with low impact but the feasibility is high, then the other ones could be the explore ones that are with high impact and low feasibility, and these the low impact low feasibility are completely to be avoided. So how your priority would go if you're considering this matrix, that is if you only want to consider these two parameters. Okay, so one, two, three, that will be your priority. Okay, so we won't spend much time on it because we've already spent a bit on the exercise. Now, after identifying the problem, we need to validate that problem as well, right? Because it's not necessary that all our assumptions are facts, right? So, how do we validate that problem? And before that, why do we validate the problem? Okay, a problem is generally not real because we think it is real. Okay, it is real because somebody, that is our customers, are experiencing it. They want to talk about it, or they are rather talking about it, and they are willing to change their behavior or pay to solve it. Okay, so that problem, what it means is that problem should be important for our customers, and so much important that they are even ready to pay to solve it. Okay, then only that problem is worth solving. uh, if you want to take it seriously for your career or for your entrepreneurship journey also. Okay, so that's why validating the problem is important. Now, how do we do that? There are four different ways of doing it. We will have to, you can generally observe things and figure those out also. So, what are people doing now? So, rather than what they are saying, we need to understand what are they actually doing? What sort of behavior are they demonstrating? Okay, that could be one way and the simplest way to observe certain things. Okay, so if you want to you start a shop in a mall, this I'm taking a very crude example, then you need to go in the mall and see how people, what are the kind of shops that people are going to, what is it that people are actually buying, how much time they are spending in the shop, what is it, how they are looking at the things, how they are trying out the things out. All of those observations are something that need to be made. Okay, alternatively, you can even talk to people, you can ask them certain questions that would give you clarity about how they are uh, looking at things, or how it is happening to them, how they are trying to solve it today, how frustrating that problem is for them. All of those questions, we will see more on how you do these interviews, etc., in the next session in next week. All right, and the other way could be, if you want to get the quantity, if you want to understand what's the market size, you want to know what's the volume of these people and the problem that they are facing, you can even do the surveys also. Okay, so that will give you insightful information. This will be more of your subjective information. This will be, the surveys will be more of your objective information. So qualitative research and quantitative research, if you guys are aware about the research methodologies, right? So we will talk about when to use which method and all that in the next session, but this is kind of giving you a sense of the various ways in which you can validate your problem. And there could be already certain communities where you see that people are talking about certain problem or certain aspects within the thing. So for example, now everybody talks about AI. You go to any platform, you will see some of the other people talking about AI. There could be some other problems also, there could be some other topics also where people are talking about, right? So similarly, when we are talking about DTI is going to be helping through the Dolphin Tank India initiative. We will be helping the founders to build their startups within the industry academia community ecosystem. We will have all those um, support that they need within the community itself, so they can put their problem within the community and see what the community members are trying to talk about, right? So that ways they can get inputs for validating the problems also through the industry academia community and multiple other avenues. Okay, now avoid this table for now. Now, you just have to answer one question, whether the statement that you can see on your screen, what do you think? It is an evidence, a validated statement, or it is an assumption? Basically, what I'm trying to say is whether you have any facts related to this. College students need better financial literacy. What is it? Type it in the chat whether it is an evidence, you think it is an evidence, or it is an assumption. Guys, quickly type it in the chat whether you feel it is an evidence or assumption. Or let me do it another way. There is another statement. I interviewed 15 students and 12 reported difficulty managing money. Okay, which statement out of this is evidence? One or two. You can type the number one or type the number two. If you feel it is an assumption, type one. If you feel uh, it is an evidence, you can type two. Okay, so the first one you feel is assumption, and the second one is evidence. Okay, amazing. Thank you. Thanks for your answers, guys. So quickly, now you can see this statement is predominantly not having any backing of the numbers, right? We cannot prove from this particular statement that there is there is problem with financial literacy. Okay, but if you are looking at this particular statement, there is clear objectivity that 12 out of 15 people are having difficulty managing their money, so it's a clear evidence. Okay, so this is how you will also have to look at the problems that you have selected. Okay, so how you validate? You can ask these questions while validating your problems. Have I observed this problem? Now, these questions are again based on all of these four ways of validating the problem. Yeah. So, have I observed this problem? Have I spoken to at least five people experiencing it? Do people describe it as painful or frustrating? Does it occur frequently? Have I found evidences online? And are people already paying for alternatives? Okay, so these are the answers to these questions should be in yes and no. The more yeses you have, the more valid your problem is. Now, how again here also the problem is more valid if you have 5 to 6 yes. If it is 3 to 4, you would still need to do more research to get to this level of 5 to 6. Okay, and if it is just one or two yeses, it's clearly an assumption. Okay, so this is how you can start with that initial validation of your problem. Now we were talking about the idea becoming an opportunity, right? So when you have evidences that support your problem, it's only then that it becomes an opportunity. Okay, so for any problem to become an opportunity, what is necessary or what is imperative is the evidence. All right, so now we can then see how we convert this problem into an opportunity by getting an evidence, and there is a tool for that, which is the problem opportunity canvas. All right, this is the template that we have also shared in our mentorship workflow, which is there on the IAC platform. So you can might as well get a downloadable template from there and use that template. It's an editable version, so you and a digital one, so you can might as well use it to make canvas for the problem that you have. Okay, now I have also created an example considering the IAC activities that we had done while we were trying to build the industry academia community, and while we considered that as a solution for the problem of eradicating unemployability and reducing the global talent shortage. So there are multiple parameters within this. I'll show you with the example also, but let me just introduce you to the parameters. So the first one is users and the customers. Who would be the customers for whom you are solving this problem? This is very important. The target audiences, who are the primary customers, who are the secondary customers, and who out of them will be the early adopters. That is also equally important. So that is something that you will need to find out. You need to define your problem in such a way that it makes sense when you're talking to the individuals for validating it. Okay, so the template for that is the customer struggles with a particular problem resulting in XYZ impact. Okay, so here the things that you need to understand, that's the customer, which you are getting already from the earlier section. the problem which you have already validated, okay, or the problem that you have identified already, and you also tell the impact of what that problem is doing for the adverse effect that the problem has on the customer. Okay, now for this particular problem, is there a current solution? Are the customers using something which is currently available? And with those solutions also, what are the gaps they can find? So for example, now should we just do it section wise and then experience? I'll have to move slide by slide actually. So here I'll take the IAC example. If we are talking about the users and the customers, pretty much because this is free for a cause, these are all users at the moment. So students, professionals, small businesses, startups, the companies that are part of it, colleges, universities, the faculty member, these are all the users of industry academia community platform. All right, then the problem that we were seeing, where where we were talking about who is the customer, what are they struggling for, and what's the impact it is having on them. All right, so I am considering here both the students and the businesses. So how the students are struggling is they are struggling to find relevant internships, resulting in lost career opportunities. Okay, so somebody with internship or project experience will have a better chance of getting a job in future as compared to the person who do not have. So if people do not get good internships at this point in time while they are students, they might lose that opportunity of job also in the future. Similarly, the businesses which are there, they are struggling to generate leads, resulting in reduced revenue growth for those businesses. Okay, so that is another problem with the startups or with the small businesses. What are the current solutions? If we are, we'll simply take the internship part and move forward due to the short time that we have. So currently, people are going to the college placement cells. They are using certain online platforms. And what are the key gaps? Like we saw here, we were supposed to identify the key gaps also. So there are no centralized ecosystem that exists. Then the colleges have limited industry connections in many times, and their network is very low, or rather the students have less industry connections, and the colleges might have lack of employer network, right? So all of these things we knew that we could solve through the industry academia community, and that is why we started with the global internship program, which is giving them a no selection criteria internship, which is giving them a network to be part of all the domain leads. So we are giving internships in 54 different domains in IT management and humanities, right? So there they get to interact with the domain experts. So they are building their industry connection then and there. Okay, and not just with their respective domain expert, but with the other domain experts also, and the other participants of that program as well, right? And with the colleges also, through this they are able to connect with the employer network through the industry academia community. All right, so that is how we built the solution, and that can be utilized by the students and professionals at this point in time. Okay, now after that, what one needs to look at when you're looking at the problem opportunity canvas is what will users do to get value from this. Okay, so we have a template for that as well. We believe that you have to fill in these blanks. Now this will again vary from individual to individual, domain to domain, where they are trying to participate. So I have not filled in on this part per se. Okay, then how will we see whether this is an opportunity for them to get into the jobs, or what all things could we do? How do we measure things? So we will be conducting interviews, we will be getting the insights from whatever feedback forms they are giving. We need to collect all the supporting evidences, so that ways you can have your own metrics depending upon what your problem is. How would you get the customers and users to discover? Okay, so in our case, currently we are partnering up with the colleges. There are various events that are conducted. That's how the students get to know about the internship program. Okay, then what challenges, you also need to identify these sections, that what will be your business challenge if you're not able to provide this solution in a proper way. Okay. What will be the budget that will be required by you to design this solution? And lastly, what is the impact that this solution will have on your business? That is also something that you need to look into. So again, these, when wherever I'm talking about business, that is predominantly for founders, but if you are a student or if you are a professional, you can think of it as career. What will be your career challenge? What will be the kind of budget that you will need to put in to get that problem solved for yourself? And what will be the impact of that particular solution that you are trying to adopt vis-a-vis your career? Okay, so you can might as well convert all of this for your career pathways as well. Okay, so use this template, you can download. I have added some examples here. Just I was just looking at the time and I see we have less time because there's got to discuss otherwise also. So you can work on this at the convenience of your time. And as I said that you can download this template from the workflow. The team is also sharing the link with you in the chat, so you can use that. Okay, so I think anybody has any question on this, so you can let me know, or else I'll just quickly move forward. That is pretty much it in terms of the exercises and preparing you to identify the problem. The canvas is something that will be a really good exercise for you guys to work on that problem as such. And by now, you should be able to know what the problem you want to solve, what's the problem that you want to solve, who are your target customers, and why it matters, why you should be solving this particular problem, right? The business challenge section or the business impact section that you have in the canvas will help you to understand that. And as if you're a student or a professional, the career impact and the career challenges part will help you to sort that out. Okay. So, it'll be great to hear from one of you if you were doing those exercises and if you were able to actually come up with this while you were doing those exercises. Would you like to share at least the problem or target customer, anything that anybody would want to share? You can prepare for that. Meanwhile, I'll quickly tell you about the next steps that you need to do. And before that, I will conclude with the key message that the quality of whatever you are doing now, here I might be saying the venture, but the quality of your career or your venture will be determined by the quality of problem you choose to solve. Okay. So when it comes to career, the career path that you are choosing will determine what sort of career you'll have in the future. And same, if you are starting a business, the kind of problem you are trying to solve will determine the kind of business you're going to create. Okay, so choose your problem wisely. And as we said, that not every problem is worth solving. So you have to identify that problem. And we hope that we have given you tools now to identify that problem which is worth solving. Okay. And this particular session was a part of the Dolphin Tank India initiative of Cloud Counselage and Industry Academia community, which is the world's first platform for social impact. And there's a complete journey of this particular initiative. We had started with ideathon, hackathon, and submit ideas, where the shortlisted ideas get into the mentorship round. So we are doing one-on-one mentorships for them as well, who have been selected in this mentorship round. Those sessions happen separately. But what we are also doing is these sessions that now the webinars and the workshops are open for everybody to learn, because this is more for a social cause. So that's why these sessions we've kept it open for everyone to participate. And if you attend these sessions and are able to develop your ideas and submit your ideas, we are more than happy to accept them and to consider them for the build stage also. Okay. Now, what happens in the build stage is that all that you have learned from the mentorship session, you will be able to implement those during the build stage. And every time you are implementing them, we will be recording those as web series episodes, and we will try to give your venture or you as an individual the visibility across the ecosystem and the wider audience as well. Uh, through the OTT series or by streaming it on our channel on YouTube. Okay. And that will give you visibility amongst the employers, visibility amongst the investors also. And once you finish this build round, then you will be industry ready and you will be pitching your venture to the investors, the pool of investors that we have in industry academia community. And even that will be recorded as a web series and an OTT series, so that we can give you visibility. And again, the build series that we are doing, that will help the investors also to understand the approach that you are taking to develop your venture, to develop the solution that you are working on, so that this is the complete journey. And with respect to the mentorship phase that we are in today, we are trying to develop the individuals and the aspiring founders, from building their founders mindset to making them investor ready, because this is a complete journey when you start from an idea and get investment ready. We are having multiple sessions for this. One session regarding founders mindset and founder vision is already completed last week, so the recording for that is available. Today's session was the second session, and we have 10 more sessions that you can be part of and learn all the things that you need to develop a great venture. And this is the structured approach that you can take, so that you are not among those 9 startups that fail out of every 10, right? So the 90% startups that fail. All right. So we want you to be in that 10% startups which succeed. And we are trying to help you guys with all of that through this structured approach. So that's why if you keep doing these tasks, which we discuss during the session and give you as part of the reinforcement task for the respective sessions, you will be able to within this 3 months itself, you will be able to build your or rather translate your idea into something that you can implement. All right. All of these activities is something that we would request you to do, and you can also submit it to us if you're facing any problem with delivering on these activities. We have a query resolution session every Wednesday. As I mentioned that we are having a separate session with people who are getting selected. But even if you are still interested in being part of this, you can also be part of these sessions, and we will help you to develop on the things that you intend to do and support you in delivering these tasks as well that we were talking about. Okay, so this Wednesday, please be part of the please be part of the mentorship workflow, and you will get the notifications for these sessions as well on every Wednesday. Okay. As I said, this is a series of workshops. Again, the next hands-on workshop is on customer discovery. So the bits that we were talking about with respect to interviews and the survey part of it, how to do that, what's the best way to do that validation for your problem and discover what your customer wants. That's something that we are going to have on Tuesday, 1st of September at 7 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so again, the QR code is there. You can join using, and I think the team has also shared the link in the chat as well. So you guys can maybe look into that as well and register yourself for that. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer. We have another 15 minutes. Thank you. Anybody? Okay. So, Bhumi, we will have a separate hackathon that you guys can participate, but it is coming down the line. But you can, meanwhile, register for the mentorship part, and then once the hackathon is live, we will let you know. Or if the organizing team can let me know if they can still participate in the
Yeah.
hackathon.
Yes, hackathon, technically we have stopped, but due to popular demand, we have extended till the 29th, which is next Saturday. So if people
Okay.
want to participate in the hackathon, ideathon, and submit idea, the link is still open and they can submit their projects. Okay. Yeah.
So, how do they register for that then? Like,
They just go to the link. Team, if you can just share the Ideathon hackathon link or the DTI landing page. From there, they can go and submit their projects.
okay, amazing. Thank you, Smritish. All right, Bhumi, I hope that answers your question, and you can join on Wednesday also if there is anything that you would need answers for. We'll help you with that. Okay. And just in case, if any one of you wants to join the hackathon and ideathon, this is a template based, problem statement based, template based hackathon that we are conducting now. So, you do not have to do everything from the scratch. You have exactly all the templates for the kind of deliverables you need to submit. So that will give you a complete sense of, what is it. That will be, in fact, a support for you to submit all the things that are required. Okay, and it is going to be relatively easy. Even if you are not so much inclined towards doing that, I would still insist now that Smitesh is mentioning that it is open. You can go and have a look at that workflow and understand, because that will also give you the way products are developed at a business level. It will build on your business acumen as well while you're developing a product or a solution. Okay. So also the product thinking part will be enhanced. So you guys can please look into that as well. Anyone else has any questions? Thank you, team. So, Bhumi, you can see in the chat the links for Ideathon, Hackathon, and all are also shared. Additionally, there is this submit ideas link. As we said that, if you want to be considered for the build phase, where we are actually converting all your activities into episodes for the investors to see and actually know you guys, and as individuals, as professionals, and as also founders, we will so that they would be able to trust you better when it comes to investment. Okay, that's the whole idea of doing these episodes and the activities and the series. Okay, so you can might as well submit those ideas for you to be considered for the build phase. Okay, and eventually as you go through these sessions, you can keep developing, and the window is going to be open. You can share the improved versions also while you work on that. But if you already have something, any of the founders who are there in the session, anybody who wants to share their idea, they can also raise their hands if you already have something which you would want to share, or something that you have for today's session also, the problem or the customer that you guys have chosen. And if anybody wants to share that, I see Nimisha has a question, so I'll answer that. Okay, how to solve problem, like you can list 3 important things as a student. I am in the 9th grade. Okay, so Nimisha, what is now how you have to approach this particular thing? If I take you to the problem panels. Yeah, Anshu, before I move on to that, Anshu, you have something to say? You want to share something
Sharing,
with us?
yeah, you just asked about sharing problems, so that's
Yeah,
what I wanted to share about that
sure, sure, sure. Please go ahead.
sort of platform that I'm working on. It's still in the build phase, but it's so the basic problem is that it is for healthcare domain. Okay,
Hmm.
so right now the data in the healthcare domain is really scattered. Uh, Like when, let's say, a patient visits a hospital or a clinic, so he has a, like, let's say, previous prescriptions. Also, he has his own demographics data and everything. So when he reaches there, and then after that, he's also has a sort of problem that he's facing, maybe a headache or something, and then he shares it, and then the doctor has to go through his previous records if he's visiting, like maybe the patient has visited some other doctor. Okay. And then they have the new doctor has to go through those records, so it takes a lot of time, and healthcare is something is where context really matters, and timing is really really important, even for doctor and for patients. So what I'm trying to work on right now is to build a clinical platform which manages this patient journey, that the information that patient brings in is uploaded, is there, and the doctor, before the consultation starts, the doctor is able to get a snapshot of that information. So using that, that platform, and after that, the visit, what, because whenever you visit a doctor or any, let's say, any clinic, there is also verbal interaction. So sometimes data is
Yes.
lost and information is lost.
Mm.
So all those can be all those can get transferred in the form of a, you can say, small pointers, and then emailed to the customer. So this is the whole, I can say, the structure of the platform that I'm building, trying to build right now, which is an intelligence platform. It would
Mm.
work through like a multi-agent system, where each layer is an agentic layer, and the customers for this would be mostly healthcare organizations, clinics, and private clinics and hospitals. And what
Okay.
problem would it will solve? Like, it would really really solve this problem of, first, it will save time for
Mm.
both the doctors and the patient,
Mm.
and also it will bring in the one of the important thing is right now, for when you are testing, like organizations are want to test the medicines new for,
Mm.
let's say somebody wants to test the medicine for any deficiency, so we will have already have a like a record of those patients, these hospitals and clinics, and so that would help them there also, because the data is now getting maintained by this intelligence platform, and it would
Amazing.
save time for both the doctor and patient. The patient would be beneficiary also, because they would get a clear instruction after the visit to the doctor. So
Okay,
this is
great.
right now I'm currently
Amazing.
working on. Yeah.
Amazing.
I
Thank you, Anshu.
Yeah,
Thank
Max wants to speak. Max, if you can go ahead, please.
you. Yes. So before Max speaks, I'll just want to let these members who have asked their questions. Okay, I think Max is facing some issue for unmuting. Okay, while we are trying to unmute Max, I'll try to answer those questions that we have received. Nimisha, this will come down to, right? Using this particular framework for addressing your problem, right? So here, your problem is that which career path you want to choose. Okay, so if you are trying to do this, the first thing that could be is something that you will have to watch the earlier session where you are talking about your vision statement. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you are passionate about? And what are you looking to build with that passion? Or what that is, first you develop your vision statement, and then from that vision statement you can see what are the unmet needs, or you can look at what is it out of that, the smaller parts that you want to do, or some things that are your challenges. So for example, if you have a vision of since Anshu was talking about healthcare, let me just take an example of you want to become a doctor, right? What is it that is needed for you to become a doctor? Okay, so you have to identify those. So your vision becomes that I want to become a doctor in the next 5 years, or 7, 8 years, since you are still in ninth, right? So you have that, you get your vision. Now you see what to achieve. For you to achieve that vision, what are your problems? There could be 3 or 4 problems. That, okay, one thing will be preparing for your entrance test. One could be building up your skills that are required for you to be a doctor or a surgeon moving forward, right? And something else, whatever is relevant to your profession, which you want to go in. Now, out of those problems, what is the first thing that you need to prepare for? Okay, so it could be that firstly you need to get a good score in 10th standard to get into science field, right? Or take up science, what is it, 11th, in your 11th or 12th, right? So that will be the problem that you will try to solve first. Okay, so your first priority will be that score good marks in your 10th standard. Then once you do that, get into a good college. You have to shortlist what colleges you are. Then your problem changes once you do your 10th wala problem thing. Then you have to see which colleges you have to go for. So your problem now changes to identifying those colleges, how you identify this college, what will be your parameters. Then your next problem will be that, okay, now I have to score good marks in the entrance exam for my for becoming a doctor. Same could be for engineer or architect, or if you want to do something in management, right? So you have to look at what is the immediate thing that needs to be done first, and then move forward. Okay, Nimisha, I hope that answers your question. Then I think Subi has also shared a question which is on YouTube. What is the best way to build a proper setup? Or what are the points I need to take care while building startup? So first thing, like we mentioned, first thing will be if you're trying to do something on your own, this is your first time, you need to be prepared to understand how the entrepreneurship journey would be like, and through your entrepreneurship journey, what is going to be your vision. All right, so first thing I would recommend is look at watch the earlier session that we had. So once you get into the mentorship workflow, the QR code which was shared with you, I'll maybe just go to that and also reshare that again. I think I should have put the QR code here as well. Never mind. Okay, so use this QR code and you can get into the workflow and watch the first session. Then after looking at the vision, then you have to identify the problem. As I said, you can only build a good business, or you can build something good if you are working on the right problem. So identifying those problems is something that you need to do the next thing. Okay, so once you are set with the problem uh, and prioritizing the problems, it will be easier for you then to go to the next problem and build it in the proper way, because then you at least have a direction. You have your vision, you have zeroed down on a problem. So after that, it will be easier for you to build on the things, and whatever needs to be done next, it is going to come in the upcoming sessions also. So we would request you to be part of that as well. But to start with, please start with building your vision statement as a founder, and then identifying the problem that is worth solving. Okay. I hope Max is now able to unmute himself. Max, you can go ahead with sharing.
Hello. Thank you so
Yes.
much for helping me in unmuting. So currently I am working as the leading member for technical support team. So while our associates were having the issues with respect to troubleshooting the problems with the products, okay, so basically the products are related to edtech. So we had observed that while having conversation with customers, so they were on rush and they wanted the problems to get resolved faster. So over there, I experienced that there is a gap wherein the problems are required to be resolved not just at a faster rate, but also our team needs to uh, mark the responses to share the information with us that what was the problem and how it was resolved. So then after that identification was done that this is something we need to work upon, the turnaround time. So then
Right.
I came up with this idea of developing the document which contains all the canned responses so that the team can resolve the issues at a faster rate. We were knowing that which problems will require demonstration and which ones will not require demonstration, and also what will be the steps which will be followed for both the cases. So then the documentation was done, and that document was shared with the team members, and the result was quite impressive. Earlier, our team members were facing, or I can say they were having the time as 55 minutes or at least 1 hour to resolve some questions. Okay. Due to that canned responses thing, their turnaround time came to 30 minutes, and also to the best outcomes in within 10 to 15 minutes, they were able to resolve the problem due to the same. Moving
Amazing.
on, then the era of AI stepped in,
Mm.
and we received the information from our leadership team that we would have to adopt AI in order to assist the customers in resolving their queries.
Mm.
Then we researched and found out which solutions or which AI tools will be the most appropriate and beneficial for our team, wherein
Right.
it is not just beneficial, not just economical, but also easy to implement and easy to use,
Mm.
and customers will get their solutions instantly. And wherein the escalations or escalated issues are stepping in, we will ensure that the humans are resolving the same. So then we came across the tool named as Microsoft Dynamic 365 along with the Copilot Studio. We did some research and found out to be useful. And what we got to know is that the agent just needs those documents as the knowledge base. So what we did was we already had the canned responses document already available. So then we fed into the agent, and then it was made live. It was published, and people were able to use the same. And then we got to know that the escalation was getting reduced up to a maximum extent. At least on a per day basis, without the AI agents, we were getting at least 10 to 12 escalations. But
Okay.
then we got only 2 to 3 escalations per day once these AI agents stepped in.
Yes.
So this is how we identified the problems. And then after searching out for the tools and implementing them, the problems were getting resolved. So it was a win-win situation, not just for the customers, but also for the company at large. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Makran. Thanks for sharing that. And I think this is a good example of, when you're trying to solve a problem or identify a problem, it is not just restricted to founders alone, right? For example, the problem that you mentioned, Makran, is more like an employee. You try to prioritize the problem as an employee and then, help the organization build on the efficiency, right? So as I was mentioning, that it could be that you are in any category, whether a student or an employee or an aspiring founder or an existing founder, you would still be able to leverage this particular session. And this is a good example of how you can prioritize the problems and deliver for the benefit. Okay, thank you, Max. Thank you, Anshu. Also, that was an interesting share. Good to know about that as well. Thanks, both of you. Anyone else who is willing to share anything? Sairaj, since you are part of the mentorship program, right, and you've already shared your problem with us, I could see that you are already in this stage of problem validation and the customer discovery. You're trying to talk to various users, right? Do you want to share anything which you are trying to do out of the things that we discussed today? You there with us, Sairaj?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Sairaj.
So, ma'am, basically from this, what I learned was it was important for me to interact with the customers and to know how they think about the tools that they use.
Yes. And I think you're
From
currently
which it, uh, hello.
yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Sai.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Sorry.
we can. No problem. We can hear you.
So yeah. So from this, there are a lot of things like interaction with the customer. Even before we start developing something, we need to understand the market, and if there are any few users, few customers who already use the alternative which will already exist in the market, or if there is no alternative to it, we must talk with the customer first, so that if even though we face the same problem, there should be something common between us and them, so we can know the idea for the product is valid.
Yes, absolutely. So what I would suggest, Sairaj, because you're already building something, you can pretty much then utilize the problem opportunity canvas. It will be really helpful for you to take a structured approach, and then vis-a-vis the talking that you are already doing with your existing users, the next week session will also be useful for you to understand, what are the right questions that you should be asking them. Some I have listed today in this session also. So I hope you have taken a note of it, and while you're talking to them, you
Yeah.
utilize them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if you're facing any difficulties, Sairaj, we will be meeting on Wednesday anyway, so we can discuss at that time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. Okay, I think yeah, we are a little over time also, and I think we've answered all the questions as well. Hope you guys try to implement it. Implement this session for your own requirement, whether it is for your venture or whether it is for your career. With respect to how students can use it, I think Nimisha raised a pertinent question, and I have answered it to her. Max gave us example for from the employee perspective how you can utilize the framework, and Anshu, when he shared his experience vis-a-vis building the healthcare venture that he is working for, I think you also get a sense of that. Uh, how as a founder you can utilize it. So I think thanks guys, I really appreciate you guys for asking the question and sharing your thoughts, and thanks Sairaj also, you shared more from the founder perspective. So we are pretty much then taking a very comprehensive approach vis-a-vis all our audiences. So thanks a lot for joining everyone, and we will look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Meanwhile, if you have any ideas that you're already building on, please use the submit ideas link, and share your ideas with us so that we know it better. And when we meet in these sessions, we can utilize those ideas to as examples also. All right, for explaining it to all of you. All right, and then we meet again on 1st September for the next session, which is on customer discovery. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.